Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nick the Paolo Show. How are you, folks? Great to be with you. Tonight, Frank Santarelli, also known, he played Georgie, the bartender on The Sopranos. Very funny stand-up, too. I think originally from Cleveland. I'm not sure, but he was in the Boston area when I came up. And, yeah, he's the bartender. Every time Tony Soprano got within a foot of him, he beat him up. It's just like a running gag. He was also on the scene with me in Columbus Circle there when we had the face-off against the Native Americans for the Columbus Day thing, which that was a pretty prescient scene when you think about it. So he'll be in at the second hour, top of the second hour. So what in God, I tell you, a lot of these hurricanes, and you see the stuff on TV all the time, you become numb to it. Patrice had a great bit about it, and if I was prepared, I would have pulled it. But you just don't have any feelings for anybody. But this one just, it is heart-wrenching, man. Friggin' Harvey, it's like a stalker boyfriend. They got to take a restraining order out on him. Son of a bitch heads out and he comes back. Oh, I forgot my wallet. Unbelievable. I mean, yesterday they gave the figure of like 135 trillion gallons had fallen of water. First of all, how do you measure that? Somebody out there with a Dixie cup times 10, times 1,000, times 50,000. I'm sure it's something like that. Unbelievable, but I think it's worse than Katrina. So it really is gut-wrenching. That picture of those old ladies, they keep showing it today, went viral in their wheelchairs with water up to their chest. Just gut-wrenching. And keep an eye on the thing for they put up a link where you could donate money, but I forget it already because I have no memory. It was GoodSamaritans.org or something like that. If you, it was just on. It was literally on the screen not 4 minutes ago, and I can't remember it. I'm telling you, that trazodone is melting my brain. You know, that's not true either, though. By the way, I Googled that today. Trazodone actually helps your memory. That's what it said. According to the guy who wrote the article, Anthony Trazodone. Dr. Anthony Trazodone wrote that. No, but that's what it said. So I can't use that as an excuse anymore. But God help these poor people. Now they're shipping a lot of them to Dallas, and the shelters are already full there. I remember being the Punchline in Atlanta when was it Katrina hit, and they were staying, a ton of people staying at my hotel from Louisiana. Yeah, I was pissed. I couldn't get the breakfast. They were, that continental breakfast, 12 deep to get those shitty eggs. I was furious. I'm like, listen, you and your kids get out of the way. No, it was, what's that, Brendan?
You're the one who paid to be there, man.
Yeah, I did. What do you mean I paid to be where?
At that hotel. They were squatters, basically.
I didn't pay to be there. The club did.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Get back in your seat. Paid to be there. I've never paid for, although I did come home with a dirty rash.
Nope.
I did.
You can text Harvey to 90999 to donate $10. That's text Harvey, Harvey, to 90999.
Yeah, that's not what I was looking for, but...
What were you looking for?
Huh?
What were you looking for?
I just told you, you dink. Do you have no attention span? It was like Samaritans... Good Samaritans or Samaritan-something.org. It was
there's many different ways.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it was up on the on the screen you and I were looking at 3 seconds ago. But it's just yeah, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Will it ever be right again? I don't think so. Although Trump said it'll be bigger and better than ever. Can you stop? You're not selling cars, Mr. President. I like you, but Jesus, stop with the hyperbole. He's selling Trump steaks around no matter what he's talking. It's the biggest, it's the great, it's the best. It'll be better than take it down a notch. Please. Hey, we have some audio from CNN, which I enjoyed. I don't know whose side I'm on this one. I got to be honest with you. Lady at a shelter, and of course CNN, they have to highlight, look, these poor people of color, look what's happening under the Trump world. They, I watched CNN for like 2 hours. I saw a Hispanic kid with their mother, the kids, and I saw black. Any white people displaced? No, none of them. Really? What? Oh, you waiting for me?
Yeah, jeez.
Okay, don't be a fucking whiny. Christ. Brandon, get in here. Show this guy how to work the machines.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell Matt in Vancouver the show hasn't started yet, and I'm not going to let him dictate the fucking topics. Thank you. Got people. They're already lining up to complain. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But, yeah, let's... CNN reporter Rosa Flores was trying to interview this black woman and her little kids, and I understand where they're both coming from. I mean, Rosa's trying to do her job, but this is what happens when you pander and pander and pander. Oh, look at the... And then the black lady got a little surly, and can you blame her? She's, she was in her house for 4 days. Well, here's the audio of, and she had enough of CNN. I think we should give this woman an award. Go ahead.
Now, you're with your children. We've heard of stories of mothers trying to save their children from the rushing waters. Can you tell us how that was?
Through 4 feet of water to go get them food on the first day. Yeah, that's a lot of shit.
No!
But y'all sitting here, y'all trying to interview people during their worst times. Like, that's not the smartest thing to do. Like, people are really breaking down, and y'all sitting here with cameras and microphones trying to ask us what the fuck is wrong with us.
I'm so
and
sorry,
you really trying to understand with the microphone still in my face, with me shivering cold, with my kids wet, and you still putting the microphone in my face.
Sorry.
Rosa Flores, it sounds like you've got a very upset family there. We're going to take a break from that.
That's enough.
And we'll get back.
Brilliant. Jim Acosta adding that commentary. Captain Obvious. It looks like you got she's been up for about 3,900 hours straight. Hasn't eaten, soaking wet. Yeah, seems a little cranky. But on the other hand, if I could defend Rosa Flores for a second, you don't have to be interviewed, lady. Danielle, whatever your name was. You didn't have to be interviewed. You could have said, get that microphone out the fuck my face, yo. Right? So, but I love to see CNN being chewed out. 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. And, God, help. 4 days. She was waiting for the government to come rescue her. Maybe she'll learn a lesson. This is a teachable moment, Danielle. The government's not going to help you. Ever. After 4 days of no lights, and thank God she got out of there. But Jesus, how about a cop drown in his car, too? Unbelievable. Biblical proportions. But who do you take on that, Andy, in that situation? I mean, nobody's holding her. No one's forcing her to be interviewed. I mean,
know, but I hate when any network exploits. I know, but... You know what it reminds me of? And I like how she said, people are fucking, whatever. At the worst time, you're sticking a mic, and it reminds me of when a sideline chick for ESPN sticks a microphone in a coach's face at halftime of a bowl game when he's down 48-6. Yeah, let's chat. Right. Yeah, I don't know the context of the background,
What's going through your head? Your quarterback was sacked 11 times. You gave up 6 touchdowns in the first 8 minutes. What's going through your head? Biggest game of your life. Boy, does that make me uncomfortable.
Exactly.
I love Nick Saban's like real cold. He's almost like that woman just now, that black woman there. Get the microphones out my face, bitch. They beat us on 2 reverses, and they beat us on a fucking flea flicker. You ask me what's wrong? Anyhow, CNN's just trying to shed some light on the situation. But thank you for Jim Acosta piping in with that tremendous observation. Why, I got an upset family there. He sits there in a dry studio, powdering his balls. Is my tie on straight? So, yeah, I say she gets Mom of the Year just for shitting on CNN. Yeah? I'm leaning that way now. What's going on in the world of leftist a-holes? Oh, look at this. Florida professor who tweeted Texans deserved Harvey for supporting Trump is relieved of his teaching duties. That's right. Ken Story. His name is Ken Story. Ken Story ultimately apologized for his tweet on the Harvey. A University of Tampa professor of sociology was relieved of his duties Tuesday. This is what happens when you politicize everything. And both sides do it, but the left's more so. Politicize everything. He was relieved of his duties at the University of Tampa because he said Texans deserve Hurricane Harvey because they supported President Trump in the election. The University of Tampa sent out a statement Tuesday stating, on Sunday, August 27th, visiting assistant professor sociology, Ken Story made comments on a private Twitter account that do not reflect University of Tampa's community views or values. We condemn the comments and the sentiment behind them and understand the pain this irresponsible act has caused. Yeah, you also fucking let them teach at your school. You know, another fucking idiot leftist. So I don't know what you're apologizing for. I'm sure you could look up you could have went on any of his social media pages and see which way he leaned. It's all out there, folks, if you want to find it. But this is another dink teaching your kids. Just politicizing a storm now. They don't let it go. Story has been relieved of his duties at the University of Tampa, and his classes will be covered by another far-right winger, I bet. As Floridians, we are well of the destruction. See, they can't even write a fucking on. We are well aware of the destruction and suffering. I bet you the Tampa student typed this up. Suffering associated with tropical weather. Our thoughts and prayers are with all impacted by Hurricane Harvey. The university concluded. What his tweet was, and this is a quote, I don't believe in instant karma, but this kind of feels like it protects us. Hopefully this will help them realize the GOP doesn't care about them. Just another fat, chubby, white fucking dope who has swallowed the left-wing horseshit that's been fed to him along with grits and fucking whatever they eat down there. Just another one. You've just ingested it whole. You're what they call a useful idiot, Kenny. Just a useful idiot. 866-969-1969 if you'd like to chime in to the fun. Also, we have Berkeley mayor, headlines, everybody. Berkeley mayor is a member of Antifa Facebook group that organized riots. Berkeley mayor Jesse Araguin was revealed to be a member of the anti-fascist group By Any Means Necessary. That will be BAM. B-A-M-N. Even the acronyms are violent. On Facebook, BAM orchestrated the violence that shut down a scheduled lecture at UC Berkeley featuring Milo Yiannopoulos in 2017. Araguin is allegedly also friends with BAM leader Yvette Felarsa on Facebook. I saw her on TV. I think Tucker had her on when he first came on. Real hateful little broad, yeah. BAM was investigated for engaging in terrorist activities in 2005 by the FBI. This is who the mayor of Berkeley associates himself with on Facebook. In 2009, the Department of Defense classified the group's activities as low-level terrorism. This is who's running your schools that you're sending your kids to. Yeah, stains. In June 2016, BAM led a violent counter-protest outside a white nationalist rally that resulted in 10 people being hospitalized with stab wounds. Look at he's just a big, doughy gay boy. Look at him. Just as fat and chubby and stupid as the day is long. Look at that ass fuck. Look at him. I'm holding it up for my producers like a first grade teacher with his book, showing the class.
Yeah, he's hateable looking.
He is. Look, I mean, he couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, but he'll associate with people who can. Again, all these people have one thing in common. They were beat up and had no friends. Seriously. Look at every one of them. James Woods posted did you see that picture of that girl, in quotes, from Antifa, who didn't want her mugshot to be, she's transgender or whatever, but he put it up. Please don't retweet this. She was screaming she didn't want her picture taken or whatever. He said, please don't retweet this 10,000 times. I checked it like 2 hours later. It was at 17,000 retweets. You're violent, dumb. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. Responding to a commenter who pushed back on the tweet, Story reportedly wrote, well, the good people there need to do more to stop the evil their state pushes. I'm only blaming those who support the GOP there. So everybody who supports the GOP is evil. Oh, there's Kathy Griffin, another pretty leftist. Like I said, if it ended tomorrow, Trump's presidency would have been the most productive one in the last 50 years, just for exposing the left-leaning scum for what they are. Anybody with me? Anybody out there? Hello? I feel like Emeril Lagasse doing his show at 3 a.m. Bam!
By any means necessary.
Yeah, bam! I didn't even mean that. Very good. Oh, my God. What
a looker.
Look at that piece of ass, huh? I'd like to jerk her off. I'd like to give her a nice hand job. Finger pop. Nice fucking Hitler haircut. It's ironic on an Antifa person. Where's she from?
Brittany Moorman. Don't know where she's from, but yeah, she's one of the Berkeley.
Brittany Moorman. Moorman. Moorman.
Some days it's more woman. Whatever she feels.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Heloise. Come on, that was too easy. Yeah, so James Woods said, please don't retweet this 10,000 times. What's it up to now? I love James Woods. He's out there with it, man. He's out there flailing. He is not afraid. Anyways. Some hateful people. Let's go to Steve in Queens. Steve, what's going on, fella?
Hey, Sick Nick, what's up, bro?
Oh, just kicking it old school, yo.
All right, man, that's all I know, too. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Did you see, I noticed this, somebody put this, I think, on your Twitter feed or on Facebook. Some fat sow was either driving by a frat house in your old alma mater, University of Maine.
Yeah.
And she noticed some things. She noticed it was either there was a Confederate flag in some frat house, and, the kids put some signs up that offended her about women or something. And she's already putting in reports. She's already getting in touch with the local authorities. It's sickening, man. In fact, she's a big fat sow. What was the fat one from Laurel and Hardy?
I'm guessing Hardy.
Yeah, she looks like
First of all, it can't be my old frat because they closed that down like 5 years ago. It was in the news.
But it was Maine. It was University of Maine. That's where you went?
Yeah, but there's many frats on the University of Maine campus.
No, I'm not saying it was your frat house.
We can go. That's exactly what you said, Steve. We can go back to the tape, but we're not.
Oh, I apologize, Nick. Well, right. I guess my main, to put it succinctly,
yes.
This fat tub of goo had nothing better to do but to bother somebody in her travels and make a thing and put how offended she was on it. Now, she's getting some feedback on,
Now, Steve, why do you get to pick on her weight? That really has nothing to do with it.
Well, it actually has everything to do with it, and here's why I'm going to say.
There you go.
And like I said, it's not about this being fat. It's about her not fitting in and having to demonize those who do not fit in her little cocoon of reality.
That is true. I've made that point many times on the show. If you look at these scum, these people at these protests, they're just nasty looking, and you can tell they don't fit into the mainstream. And I've had friends like this in this business because, show business attracts a lot of people who get picked on in dodgeball and shit, and they don't let it go. The fucking Judd Apatows of the world. Now they run the fucking world, but they can't let it go. How many movies have you seen where the asshole is the guy in the leather jacket, the good-looking kid? It's never the fucking... You never see Kleeball. You never see the nerds and the goths shooting up a fucking calf. Well, they couldn't ignore that. They had to do a movie on that. But I'm just saying, you notice the characters are always the good-looking jockey, bully, whatever the fuck. And I'm not saying they don't exist, but I'm just saying there's the far left, the violent people that show up these protests. They were just unpopular, and now they found their little niche with a bunch of other fucking misfits. Unhappy people,
You're
exactly.
Right, Nick. Unhappy people do do mean things. And that's not to say I'm walking around gleefully, and I'm under the assumption that either are you, Nick.
Right.
You know, as a big fan.
Exactly.
But, you know, put it in context and take your hate out somewhere else. And,
yes.
You know, I don't know, run your hate off on a treadmill, something like that.
Yeah, something productive. I agree. Thank you, Steve. Good observation.
All right, buddy.
We'll talk to you. It is, though. Every time you see him getting arrested, every time they show close-ups, heavy-set, broad, glass, you know. Just a lot of misplaced anger. And they all gather in the Democrat Party. Nick, you're going to alienate half your audience. I don't give a fuck. I'll make up for it by the people on the right who love me. That's who I'm shooting for. I'm only kidding. I take them all. I take them all. You come see my stand-up, you wouldn't even know how I voted. Well, that may be not totally true. But more libertarian than, you know, right, Brendan? You know. I don't know how to make a gay wedding. Let's go to John in Texas. I hope he's calling from a dry area. John, how are you?
I'm good, Nick. Nick, I gotta get some things off my fucking chest here for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Let it fly.
You know, I see these celebrities, you know, started with Ellen DeGeneres, you know.
I love her.
Given $25,000, and then it went to Kevin Hart and all them, you know, challenging people, you know, his celebrity buddies do $50,000.
That's it?
Shut the fuck up. $50,000 and 25. You give more to the fucking Democratic Party than you fucking do to disaster relief.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
50. That was it from Ellen. 25 grand.
20. Oh, now hold on. 25 grand to disaster relief, and then another 25 grand to the SPCA.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Well, I got to be honest. So that's 25 grand more than I've donated to these people in Houston. But I'm gonna do it. I have to go to work first. But that is 25 grand. I guarantee you, Ellen's shoes are fucking 25 grand that she's wearing right now.
The toilet paper she wipes her ass with is fucking worth.
Now, why do you get all gross, John? I mean, for crying out loud.
But you know what? I mean, it's a fucking insult. Then she does a stupid video where she's boo-hooing. You can see these tears, you know, fake tears welling up in her eyes. Oh, yeah, we love you, Texas. We're with you. Here's 25 grand to... Well, I don't know what to do with.
Yeah, no, I don't... I mean, I don't doubt her sincerity with those comments, but 25 grand. And Kevin Hart made $87.5 million. And I love Kevin. Right. Who knows, though? He's probably donated $1 million to, you know, NAACP. Why are you saying that, Nick? I don't know. I'm just taking a wild shot. And the fucking NBA, WNBA, and UNICEF, and Nigerian kids for help. And but we don't know the other. We don't know the other. But you know, at least they give him.
It's ridiculous.
It does. I mean, it seems a little light. I got to be honest. But like I said, hey, at least they're donating, right?
Well, yeah, but here's another thing I got to get off my chest. You know the mother of the girl that got killed in Charlottesville?
Yes.
She didn't want to, you know, talk to the president. She didn't want to be politicized her daughter's death, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Fucking numbnuts is fucking rubbing elbows Saturday or Sunday, whatever the fuck it was, at the VMA's red carpet. Are you fucking kidding me?
What, the mother was?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. She was rubbing elbows with the ancestor of Robert E. Lee.
Who's the ancestor, Robert E. Lee?
Oh, some Catholic priest dude.
Okay, but the daughter was against Robert E. Lee. So she's rubbing.
Yeah.
That's kind. Boy, well, you know, you might say that.
You fucking hypocrite.
I mean, her daughter, she didn't even bury her daughter 2 weeks ago, and she's already wanting to rub elbows in Hollywood. I fucking don't understand it.
I know, John. No, we have a disease. We're such a media-driven society. We have a disease. I see people posting shit right after, like, a relative dies or whatever on Facebook, or you know, somebody gets killed. The kid gets killed somebody get hit by a bike. I remember this like a year ago, and the parents are on fucking Facebook. Like the next night, I don't know.
Go fund me.
Yeah, anything private anymore? Don't you grieve in private? Everything has to be aired. It really is. I think it's very unique to us.
Well, yeah. Well, and, I called, yesterday about Joel Osteen and that horse shit.
Yeah.
The cocksucker still won't open his doors, and on his website, he's now asking for donations. They don't know how they're going to use them yet, but on the website, they're now asking for donations.
Well, again, what he said was they didn't want to open the doors until they had all the beds and shit there. Wasn't that one of the excuses? I don't know if that's true or not, but
no, that one never came through. I didn't see that one.
I heard that one.
Pictures of inflatable beds.
Yeah.
But it's like, people that are out there drowning right now, or, out there in that rain, they don't give a shit about inflatable beds.
I know.
On the goddamn floor.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to get mud tracked all over the rugs and shit, ruin the church.
Those animals, Superdome.
All right, Johnny, all right. You had your 5 minutes. All right, talk to you later. All right, brother. Jesus Christ almighty. A rat ran up Andy's nightie. What? That was from 6th grade, folks. I don't forget any of it. Same year I was raped. But listen, God, I don't like this show. It's all over the place. 866-969-1969. When we come back, I want to talk about Lamar Jackson. Andy, my producer, sent me this story. Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for Louisville. I mean, a human highlight film. I saw those first 3 games where he put up 18 touchdowns. Literally, the first 3 games last year. They were playing, Perkins School for the Blind and Deaf, and at Charlottesville. And, no, he was unbelievable. And he won the Heisman. But this year, he's not on every magazine cover, according to a black writer at Newsday. There's too many white writers in the booths. That's why he's not getting any ink this year. Fucking, does it ever fucking stop? Back after this. Speaking of whiskey bottles, that's what this mic smells like. It smells like Hillary fell asleep on it for like 2 days. He's got that dirty sweat, homeless Hillary smell. Anyways. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. In about 25 minutes, we have Frank Santarelli coming in. Very funny comedian. He played Georgie on The Sopranos, the bartender. He used to get beat up by Tony. He's a funny dude. He reminds me of Bill Murray. You can't look at him without laughing. He's got that face. And he was in Boston when I first came up. And let's go to John in Buffalo. He's an Uber driver, and he's letting people know about my show. Is that right, John?
Yeah, Nick. I've been picking up some trips in between jobs here, so picking up some of these young kids, and they're like, hey, what are you listening to there? I'm listening to the replay the next morning, and I turn you on, like, oh, man, we love Paolo. Haven't watched Tough Crowd back in the day and things like that.
Yeah.
Not all the young kids are buying into this bullshit.
Right. No, you're right. Look, in New Jersey this weekend at the Stress Factory, I mean, there's the majority of people in their 20s. And they would see me, all 7 of them, and they came up, 2 of them, and they've had enough, a lot of them. Not enough so far, but if I have to play to 50 at a time, I'll do it. But he dropped off. Well, thank you, John. Anyways, for exposing the kids. I'm trying to picture people listening to this early morning because he played the replay the next day, whatever, in the morning. This is sort of a nighttime feel to it, kind of a late show Saturday feel to it. Dale in New Jersey. Welcome to the show, Dale.
What up, Nick?
What's happening?
You're talking about your gas. All I can remember is one of my favorite lines in The Sopranos is when he's talking about wasting ice.
Yes.
And then Tony goes, waste it all, Rockefeller. Waste it all.
That's right. You have great taste, Dale, because that's the one I picked. We're going to play when he comes in.
Nick, it's like literally... I'm a hard guy to watch TV shows, but if it's one thing if you never watched The Sopranos, but if you watch The Sopranos, it's not your favorite show of all time. I don't want to know you.
I know.
That's just the way it is.
I know. I'm the same way. You know what, Dale? It ruined TV for me because, even Breaking Bad, which I enjoyed thoroughly, just couldn't carry the fucking notebook of The Sopranos. I'm sorry. And it ruined TV for me.
You know what? I tried to power watch Breaking Bad. It was good. It just was missing something. Game of Thrones, forget about it. But let me actually, because we're all over the place. Let me ask you something. Could Sopranos get on TV today on HBO?
As long as as long as they included that season of the gay. Remember Vito being gay? That's how they do it at HBO. They make a deal. You gotta show the alternative lifestyle at least one season, and we'll let Paulie Walnuts call a woman a twat. That's how it works at HBO.
And of course, Meadow had to date a biracial guy, so I guess David Chase knew what he was doing.
Oh, did he ever? Did he ever?
So, I know you your theme was in football. I called. How about your thoughts? No more Russia. They can't go after Russia.
Yeah.
It's done. Russia's dead.
Yeah.
Really? Melania's heels, the First Lady's heels going on to Air Force One. That's like a big story. It's like, what the? Are you kidding me?
You know what, though, Dale? You know what's funny? I had the sound down on my TV, and I saw her coming out. I go, what the fuck? She's wearing? She's wearing heels to a flood, which kind of makes sense. I guess you want the height, but what the fuck? You want to be comfortable, don't you? Get some lesbian shoes. Nice, flat, sensible shoes.
That was the whole thing. She had sneakers when she got off the plane.
I know they get, and now they're picking on him for. I guess he said thank you for the turnout. That's what they're all covering now, because that's tasteless to say in a situation like this. It is unbelievable. MSNBC and CNN, they are at an 8th grade emotional level. I shit you not. It is embarrassing. How the left got this reputation for being the smart people is beyond me. They're fucking juvenile. They're childish. They bean count when it comes to race. It's just fucking embarrassing. And how they're still on the air is beyond me. Thanks for the call, Dale. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Talk.
So back to the story, Lamar Jackson, what I wanted to talk about. And the first 3 games last year against UNC Charlotte, Syracuse, and Florida State, he had 913 yards. Listen to this, 464 more, rushing, 18 touchdowns total. I saw some of those games, and he really is, lightning in a can. But that's not what this is about. This is written by Caron Phillips. Am I saying that right? For the Daily News, right? Here in New York, which makes the New York Times look like fucking Breitbart. That's how trashy and left-wing and stupid it is. And, of course, this writer is black, and he's pissing and moaning because Lamar Jackson isn't getting any coverage as far as preseason this year. He mentions in the article that Lamar Jackson won almost every award last season, including the Walter Camp and Maxwell Awards and the Heisman Trophy. Okay, so that's proof right there. Jesus H. Because every major college football site or magazine has apparently forgotten that Jackson exists. ESPN recently released its preseason All-American team, and you won't find Jackson penciled into the quarterback slot. That nod was given to USC sophomore Sam Darnold, and by the way, big white kid, so that's a no-no. ESPN, the magazine, also decided to go with Darnold as the cover boy for its 2017 college football preview edition instead of the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. And speaking of the Heisman, Darnold is the leading the odds in Las Vegas to be the winner this year, as Jackson sits in 3rd place. So that obviously means, right, it has to be racism. It just has to be. So then he talks about how Darnold came in. He wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year, right? He was named the starter before the Utah game last year for USC. And they won its last 9 games with him as the quarterback, proving that the Trojans were officially back. All of this happened while Lamar Jackson's luck on the field fizzled down the stretch. Oh, see, it's his luck. You notice that? So it was bad luck. It wasn't his performance at all. It's little shit like that where I can pick out your bias in your writing. And then it says, however, the total disrespect for Jackson this offseason is quite troubling. When Johnny Manziel returned for his sophomore year in 2013 after being the first freshman to ever win the Heisman, his face was everywhere. Yeah, including strippers' titties. And he was a little controversial, was he not? Wasn't he a drunk then, too? But this guy's taking this as it's all based on race. His face was everywhere. And then when Tim Tebow returned to Gainesville after winning his Heisman, it was the beginning of Tebow mania. It's hard to ignore the fact that race may play a factor in how Jackson has been. No, it's hard for you to ignore. It's not hard for me to ignore anybody else. It's hard for you to ignore, sir, with all due respect, because you're obsessed with race. You are obsessed with it. You're bean counting. Then he gets into he's saying it's not because there's not enough black writers in the booth. Every Saturday this fall, press boxes will be filled with media members covering America's second most popular sport? What's first? Am I missing something? What, soccer? Is that what he means? However, car, maybe, NASCAR, probably, right? I don't know what it's playing. However, the skin tone of the people in the press box will be drastically different from the players on the field. According to the Huffington Post, and that's where I go to for all my sports news, goo gobblers, and Time Magazine, anywhere from 57 to 70% of college football players are black. Compare that to the fact that over 90% of the sports writers are white. Yeah, you know why that is, Mr. Caron? Black guys are great football players, and white guys are great writers. I'd say black guys are better athletes than white guys, and white guys are probably better writers. Is that so fucking outrageous? The lack of diversity in college football press boxes speaks to why Jackson may be getting overlooked. See, it's white racism. This is who the Daily News hires to write. By the way, this guy was Journalist of the Year, it said. I looked on his Twitter thing. More racism, I guess, huh? Jesus Christ. More, huh? More evidence of racism? He's black and he was Journalist of the Year. I don't know where, if it was his high school or an actual paper. Because no one who looks like Jackson appears to be in the room raising a hand and saying, hey, I think we're forgetting about the reigning Heisman Trophy winner when story ideas and planning meetings are taking place. So if there's any black failure anyway, and this isn't failure, this is just him not getting all the ink that this guy thinks he should get. So, but right away, it has to be Whitey's fault. It's never, folks, it's never going to be right in this country. Because one side refuses to acknowledge the progress we've made between black and white. One side is reaching out, and the other one wants nothing to do with it, with reconciliation. And this is just a symptom of it. Every day I could find you something like this. Just whining and fucking whining. And again, most black people get up and go to work, hardworking people, but the media, with the aid of the media, the white media, they got them convinced, guys like this, that it's just white privilege, white supremacy, Jesus Christ, the country was founded by white guys in knickers. Give us a fucking break. In fact, me going over to fucking, I don't know, Botswana and go, why is the government all black here? Why is the media all black? How many black people on TV? Botswana. That's in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
For the love of Pete. Let's go to Matt in Ohio. Always good football talk in Ohio. Matt, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Nick? Good to hear from you again. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. Thanks for taking my call, Matt.
Anytime. I got a question about this. Wasn't the only player, and I could be wrong, but wasn't the only player ever to win the Heisman Trophy an African American to win it twice?
Yes.
Archie Griffin.
Yeah, so, Ohio State. I got a ball signed by him, by the way. Archie Griffin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, still the only one.
Sells insurance now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we're more racist now than we were back then?
He's, again, it's not just about the Heisman this guy's complaining about. He's saying this guy isn't getting any coverage because the press boxes are too filled with white guys, which is just a ridiculous. This is a major newspaper in New York City, and this is what they consider journalism. It's a shame. It really is a shame. It really is. If you want to call the Daily News a fucking major newspaper. But, yeah. But no, I get your point. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks.
All right. Mike in Florida wants to comment on the situation. Mike.
Nick, how's it going?
Pretty good.
middle America ain't buying this shit. Half the guys I work with are black.
Right.
Yesterday I walked in the office, and I apologized for being white. And they all got it. Right. They laughed their ass off.
Right.
They're not. There's no animosity with this bullshit.
Well,
but I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I see with Stafford. Stafford now has become the highest paid player.
Right.
Guess who's next in line?
Michael Vick.
Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers. I can smell problems there.
Yes, of course. It's obviously a whitewashing.
And I can also see maybe Zeke Elliott playing week 1. I wonder if they're going to cave now. What do you think?
I don't know. I haven't been following it. The last I heard that there was no way. But what, has something changed in the last 24 hours?
I just looked up. They're going another day on his appeal.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But one last thing.
Yeah.
Kaepernick.
Yes.
Find one video Kaepernick saying he even wants to play. One. There isn't.
I didn't find any video, but I got some internet clips.
He doesn't want to play. He's never said he wanted to play.
I know.
Not once.
No. He should go sell weed.
All right, I'm going to run off into a tree.
All right, see you, Mike. It's just so tiring. And this guy is so fun to watch. That's nothing to do with it. But, yeah, a lot of... If you think there's white privilege, which I'm sure this guy does, what's his...
Karan Phillips,
who wrote it. I'm sure he thinks white privilege is a thing, right? You can just tell by his angle in this article. If you believe that, then why would you be shocked that most of the people in the press box are white? I mean, does it, So what you're saying is what? We should have 70% black writers in the press box? Everything, cops, as far as police departments, they should represent the exact same number as far as demographics go. If the city is 28% black, there should be at least 28% black. This mentality is, how about merit? What the country was built on? No?
I mean, he admitted at the end of the article the kid tailed off in his performance and still won.
Oh, that was bad luck.
So I mean, this season hasn't started yet. So it goes on. It's pre-high. It's not even worth.
No, I know, but you'd think these guys, they're plugging this Darnold from USC. Maybe the kid's that great. He won 9 straight for USC. You know what I mean? Got nothing to do with race. Again, the people who insist they want a colorblind society are the ones who are obsessed with it. I mean, Jesus H. Thomas in Oklahoma, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Brother Nick. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, sir.
It is quite a pleasure talking to you from down here in the Deep South.
I love Oklahoma.
Hey, man, you need to come down this way, man. We need you down here, brother.
I am. I'm going to return punts for the Sooners this year. They were looking at me. I sent them some tape. 55-year-old white guy.
Just gonna talk to you about. I'm a Teamster down here with Company, and I'll tell you what.
You're a Teamster?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I've been a Teamster for about 15 years now, and it just gets so fucking annoying with these hardcore Democrats over here kissing ass, always bitching and moaning like, God damn, guys, grow up and smell the coffee, shit.
Yes.
Everybody has their faults, but goddamn, put with this, microscope on every fucking thing that he says he does. Like,
right.
Oh, a bitch, grow up.
Yeah. Well, and as far as what we're talking about, the race issue.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's so disheartening because if we're going to keep going back to slavery and all that, and all the laws have changed, you're getting your opportunities, and when you fail, then they bring up Jim Crow and that now it's white privilege. There's always going to be something. But like the last caller said, when you go to work, I worked at Chris Rock, predominantly black. It was great. It And it was just, you don't see color when you work with people every day and whatever. So, what Matt said is true. But Jesus, if you watch CNN and MSNBC, and they grabbed onto that Charlottesville thing, and boy, did they get mileage out of that.
Oh, my God.
For him saying both sides.
One of my oldest and best friends. I mean, we've literally known each other since kindergarten.
Yeah.
He is as black as the ace of spades.
Oh.
And
Oklahoma. Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
we are...
And you're tight.
We've literally known each other over 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I talk to him weekly. He lives down in New Mexico, and he's appalled. He's like, man, he said, this is a direct quote to me. He said, there's times I'm almost ashamed to be black.
Yeah, no, I mean, most black people would agree with us with this horse shit, They don't want to be treated any differently.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And the Obamas of the world, who literally bean count, and Eric Holder.
Oh my God!
Disparate impact, they call it. Thanks for the call, by the way, Thomas. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
They go to a school in Minneapolis, and they looked at, and they were seeing that black kids are being suspended way more than white kids. They didn't ask why. They just saw the numbers and said this has to change. Didn't ask why. Same with going to white neighborhoods and going, this is too white. They're looking at zip codes. This is social engineering. This is going on right now as we speak. They look at zip codes and they go, that's way too white. We're going to... And that's not how day-to-day people... So you have elitist assholes, using you as guinea pigs, us as guinea pigs. And yet, where do they live? Bill Cosby. I don't remember him living in downtown Philly with his money. He had a house like in Milton, Mass, one of the richest suburbs. But it's true. The media inflames this shit. Crazy. Let's go to Logan in Florida. Logan, what's going on?
Hey, Nick. What's going on, man?
Not too much. Are you a student?
Yeah.
What school?
UF.
University of Florida, baby.
Super liberal out here. They heard me listening to you, they would probably try to kill me.
Well,
it's so... constant barrage of racism is so tiring, man. It's so tiring. I can't take it anymore. Just stop. Stop it.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
It's not going to stop as long as you have a media that is behind it, 1,000%. Whether it's the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, NBC. They've been fanning these. Like I said, before I was even into politics, I used to watch stuff and go, Jesus Christ, are they cherry picking stories? Is it only there's only black victims? And I mean, this is before I followed politics, and I must have had good instincts because I hated CNN when I was like in high school. Yeah, what can you do, Logan? You just have to.
Oh. They're so whiny here, these whiny little kids. The problem is they haven't experienced any pain in their lives.
No, they haven't.
They experienced some pain, and then maybe they'll understand.
Yeah.
Stop whining all the time.
Yeah. Oh. All right, Logan. Bye. Thanks, Brad.
Bye, Nicky.
Appreciate it. What was that? Oh, goodness gracious, Eloise. Scott in Indiana. Getting back to the issue of Lamar.
Hi, Nick. How you doing?
Pretty good, Scott. Lamar Jackson, is this a legitimate beef? He's not getting according to this writer in the Daily News here in New York City, he's not getting the proper coverage because there's too many white guys in the press box.
Oh, that's a bunch of crap. You know it, too. It's preseason Heisman talk is all about PR. It's all about hype.
Yeah.
And the schools that got the money, throw to hire the big PR firms to get their guys out there, get school recognition, and get their guy recognition.
All right.
That's all it is. It's all about money.
All right. Well, hold on. I'll play devil's advocate. Louisville ain't exactly a fucking technical school.
Yeah, but can it compete with the budget of the USC's and the other major schools?
I don't know. I mean, they're pretty big. They're on TV every day. During the fall, Louisville's always on, but I just think it's a bunch of nonsense that race is. And this is a guy writing for a major newspaper in a major city. I mean, it's just like 8th grade thinking. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I don't know. Who do you think's going to win the Heisman?
I have no idea. I have to wait and see how the season goes.
Yeah.
It's too early to be even talking about it right now. You got your front runners, but who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other thing. And thanks for the call, Scott. That's the other thing. ESPN's got it down, don't they? I mean, whether it's the NFL year-round now. They hooked you in with fantasy leagues, and they talk about it year-round. You know? It's a year-round... it's like a soap opera. Masters of marketing. I could use some of that. I majored in it, could never... Let's go to Kevin in Louisiana.
Hey, Nick.
What's up, Kevin?
I think also with Lamar Jackson, we live in a what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, yeah.
His last game, the ball game against LSU, he got his butt whipped. And
I remember watching the game. It's funny you say that. Now that you say that, I remember him, getting beat up pretty bad in a bowl game. But according to this writer, Kevin, that was just bad luck. That's what he says in the article.
Well, whenever you get out of a piss poor conference and play somebody in SEC, then that's where things change. But hey, that's just me. I'm an LSU fan.
Yeah, well, LSU, man, that it don't get much better than the LSU Tigers since I was a kid.
Well, Bama, I hate to say it, but Bama's better. But
no, I know, but I'm just saying on a consistent level. What is better? What is better than sitting down on a Saturday afternoon? I don't know, like 7 o'clock. You put on ES, and it's Bama, LSU and anybody. SEC football, I will take that over the NFL any day of the... I can't get enough of it.
I watch college football any day before I watch NFL.
That and Division IV, Mac. Yeah, Andy, your generation just don't get it.
No, I'm reacting to him NFL over college over NFL.
I know what you're reacting to.
I love college, but I like NFL better.
I know you do, because you're a sucker with that marketing horse shit. I'll tell you why you're wrong.
It's a better game.
It's not a better game.
It's the best of the guys coming out of the programs.
There you go. It's fucking argument number one, talking point number... That's the most obvious fucking...
And there's no defense.
Thanks, Kevin. There's no Thanks, Kevin. I want to fight with my producer here. Fucking these 30-somethings that fucking know nothing.
How do I know nothing?
I'll tell you why. I've been watching it longer than you. I watch the NFL game go down the fucking tubes. As far as you wouldn't want to watch Lawrence Taylor when he was 19 years old in his physical peak. And it's a much cleaner game. That's all. I'm not saying if Alabama played the Patriots tomorrow, they'd beat them. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about from a viewer's point.
I understand that.
You'd rather watch the Bills against, let's say, the Eagles instead of fucking Alabama versus Georgia.
That point you're trying to make is I can correlate it to watching LSU versus Auburn or Auburn, Alabama. I want to watch the Patriots play Arizona, the best out of the best, and I want to watch the best in college. That's what you're arguing.
No, I'm saying it's a better game. It's cleaner as far as a guy doesn't jump off sides every 3 minutes. You know why? Because in college, you're not getting paid $1 zillion. You're trying to make it to the NFL. They play way harder. Trust me, I play college football, and I've been watching it since '68. I'm just saying.
All right, but that was just my opinion. I like the NFL more.
And I'm fucking telling you, you're wrong. Jesus Christ. That's your opinion, and it's fucking wrong. That's how an argument works. I'll just give in, though. No, you're right. I see your point. It's fucking dog shit. Somebody labeled it the socialist football league, the NFL. You know why? When Pete Rozelle put in that fucking, team comes in last, gets the first round, it's all parody. What is it? You can interchange half the teams. Am I wrong or right? On a Sunday afternoon, you could take the Bills, put them up against the Eagles. Oh, let's switch that. We'll put Arizona versus Carolina. There's a lot of games that are interchangeable. You can't do that in college.
I disagree.
I know you do, because you don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well.
You're very vulnerable to the marketing of the NFL.
It's not the marketing of the NFL. It's the game I like better.
I know you like it better. You like an inferior product. It's watered down.
Okay.
And the reason the reason my opinion means more than yours, because I've been watching it longer. I saw when it was good.
So at what point
when it was good.
I have to wait another 20 years to have my opinion be valid?
You'll see in fucking 10 years, you'll realize what shit it is. You're a Giants fan, and...
Correct.
Yeah, that's what you like.
Well, I don't understand your point.
I already made my point. I'm just talking
Giants
to
fan,
fucking...
That's what I like.
You fucking... All right, we'll talk about this for the next 2 hours. Frank Santarelli, hope you like football, because this is what we're going to talk about. How you can say the NFL is a better game is just fucking... You don't know, as far as football, you know what you're talking about. As far as from an entertainment value, and I agree with some of the conferences where there's not much defense being played. Like Texas Tech, and but that's very few. Oh, now you're a big fan? You watch a lot of college football?
I watch plenty of college football to know enough.
Do you? Doesn't sound it. Look, he's getting all fucking rattled because I'm arguing with you. What the fuck? It's radio.
No, whatever I say is going to be moot to you.
It's what?
Is a moot to you.
Well, you're wrong.
That's why I can't. Anything am I saying? You just say I'm wrong. So
you are.
It's opinion based. So
no, it isn't.
See?
No, it isn't. Anybody who knows football will tell you I'm right. Look at all the shit games. Ooh, Indianapolis at fucking grab a team.
I like
Tampa
college.
Bay.
I like college basketball better than NBA.
Yuck. I'm both. I'll watch college basketball.
I'm not. My point is, I can pick one or the other. It's just what I like.
I know, and you know, I can say, you know what, I like men without hats better than fucking fish.
Doesn't?
Right?
Yeah, because it's your opinion. I go, all right, well, it's your opinion.
You're saying everything's subjective. It's not.
It is.
Is De Niro a better actor than fucking Daryl Hannah?
That has nothing to do with
it. It does, you dumb fuck.
Well, I'm a big Splash
objective.
fan. So.
You're a big one. A what?
I loved her in Splash. So.
God damn you.
You know, I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you. Now get the fuck out of here.
All right, we got a break. We're way over. We got Frankie Santarelli. He played Georgie on The Sopranos, and he's a funny stand-up. Actually, where's he going to be? He's going to be at Nick's Comedy Stop at Kowloon in Saugus, Mass. this weekend. Go to franksantarelli.com. When we come back, he will be in-house and tell Andy or ask him why he likes girls football. Back after this. Frankie boy.
Yeah.
Frank Santarelli. Okay, hey. You said in that clip you were 48 now.
I know. I'm 58. 59. That was 11 years ago.
Pretty good, though.
I can't believe it.
I was expecting fatter and grayer. I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest. You look fucking good.
I know.
Frank Santarelli, folks, and we told you, he played Georgie on The Sopranos. We'll get to that in a few seconds. But when I started in Boston, comedy, Frank was a staple there.
Sure.
And he's got one of those... You get the Bill Murray look. I can't look at him without laughing. You always made me.
That's what everyone says.
Yes.
Everyone says you're too funny just looking at you.
Yeah, you got that. That doesn't mean you're ugly. I'm just saying Bill Murray. You can tell he's funny just by looking at him.
Sure.
But you still live in Boston.
I live in Boston.
You're doing the Kowloon. So
I'm doing the Kowloon, and I did the Sweeney movie.
Oh, the one he called me about.
Are you in that?
Not yet.
Are you shooting something?
Yes, heroin between my toes.
That way nobody sees it.
No, you're talking about the one...
Sweeney killing Sweeney, it's called.
Yes.
You are shooting something.
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I heard you were in it.
I was trying to find I'm all, because of the show, I'm all booked up.
Sure.
You know? So
sure, okay.
They're like, how about a Sunday morning? I'm like,
right.
oh, yeah. I can sure. Perfect. I'll work fucking 7 days a week. Stevie, any money? No, you doing me a favor. Oh, I didn't know I owed you one.
Right.
But it's a great idea, though. It's Sweeney. HBO comes to town to see Sweeney, to see, to give him a spec. And they say they tell him he has to get rid of the characters in his act. He does a lot of
He does these characters.
And the characters come back to try to kill him in the movie.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm in it. I'm playing Frank Santarelli, which is a huge stretch for me. I swear to God, the guy calls me Bill Broaddus. Do you know Bill
Billy
Broaddus?
Broaddus was a great writer.
Yes, he wrote the screenplay, and he calls me up and he goes, I got a part for you. I said, you do? It's Frank Santarelli. I go, I can do that. I think I can do that.
Of course you can do that.
Sure.
We're talking The Sopranos regular here.
Oh.
And
16 episodes.
16. I had 16 words.
In 12. Do you remember when you were the cop?
Do I remember? You act like I had 11 episodes.
He's on the set, and he's going, I don't want to be a cop.
I did say that.
You yelled at us. I don't want to be the cop. I want to be with you guys.
I wanted to be with the bad guys.
It was the Christopher Columbus episode.
Yeah, the Native American.
Yeah, those were real American Indians. They were fucking pissed.
I know.
They were pissed.
I know. That's why it was so real. I was actually pushing.
Real, man.
They were pushing me, and I was pushing back.
That's right.
I go, listen, fucking Pocahontas. When they yell cut, I'll take that headdress right off you. You tailless wonder.
They were not happy. They don't like him. You know, he was a traitor. He was a traitor of human beings.
Yeah, apparently, and people are still pissed about it today.
I know.
Fucking left-wing suckers of Satan's pee-pee hole. Gordon, you with me? I know you're probably in New York and you disagree. 866-969-1969. Call in and say hi to Georgie from The Sopranos, who used to take a beating every time Tony got within an inch.
12 episodes I got the shit kicked out of me.
I know.
12 of them.
First of all, let's go back. Let's go back to the actual audition.
Sure.
How did it come about? Who got it for you?
It was...
where were you living at the time?
My manager was Vincent Nastri.
Oh, Vincent Nastri.
He used to be with... he was, who the hell was that? He's a friend that used to work for Barry Katz. I don't know if you remember Barry Katz.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, Barry Katz. Anyway, I go in and there's Gandolfini, Georgiana Walken, Christopher Walken's wife.
Yes.
Is the casting director.
Yes.
Walken Jaffe casting.
Yes.
And they're all sitting there, and I'm doing the episode, the very first episode.
What season is this, Frank?
This is the very beginning of my audition. You asked me about the get into the show.
I couldn't remember, though. First season you were in this?
I'm in all seasons except for 2.
Oh,
so
okay.
anyway, I go in and it's the phone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going like this. Hello, and I look at him and I go, it's a fucking menu. Hello, hello, hello.
Did you ad lib that?
No. These are the actual lines.
Okay.
Hello, like 15 hellos in between. I'm looking. It's a fucking menu. I don't realize who that's to at that point.
Right.
I got them laughing. They're laughing, and I stop and I go, if I get this part, I'm going to need more lines than this. And everybody laughed. Walken laughed, Gandolfini, Chase, they were all sitting there laughing. And I got it. I was supposed to be a day player. One day, I go in, I shoot that scene. There actually was a little bit more. Georgie, listen, if my mother calls, take a message, don't write anything down. Just try to remember it, and then I screw it up and he goes, what the fuck's the matter with my mother's 72 years old.
What's your excuse?
What's your excuse? And I go like this with my hands. I put up my hands and everybody laughed. I got the whole set laughing. Anyway, they took pictures of my tattoos and that meant I was coming back. So I came back and it was very sporadic. It was no system to it.
Right.
It was no system
You're on
to it at
call
all.
like a nurse.
That's right. They would call me up and go, you're in the next episode. And that's the way it worked. So 16 episodes later. And
how about that? Your first audition and Gandolfini's in the room.
Right.
I got a small part. Never fucking met Gandolfini. He wasn't at the reading. Wasn't on the set the day I shot. Might as well have been in fucking Nigeria. You walking in, but I did. But you know who was sitting there when I walked in? David Chase.
There you go.
Which surprised the shit. I didn't even think he'd be there.
Yeah.
First audition.
Right. And so I used to go to the read-throughs all the time, and that was a freebie. You had to put yourself up, and there was no pay, nothing. You just went in, and I would go up to Burgess and the two people writing the screenplay. I go, can I shoot someone? And they'd go, no. No, like I was like a little boy, No, you can't shoot anybody. I like, let me do something instead of getting beat up all the time.
Yeah. How did that come about?
I don't know. I really don't. All I know is he beat me up in that first episode with a phone.
Yeah.
Okay. He really beats me hard with it, and it was a rubber phone that they got from Hollywood,
and it still hurt.
And it clicked in to the real phone extension, and it was rubber. And they put a big piece of metal in front of me, and bam, bam, bam. He hit it like that, and it broke in half. After like 3 or 4 takes, he was hitting it so hard it snapped in half.
He broke a rubber phone.
And he goes like this. Well, that's the end of that fucking thing. Gandolfini goes like that. And so that was the beginning of his going into therapy. Because, he had fainted at that point.
Oh, that's right.
And so the next scene is episode 2, very beginning. He's in front of Melfi, talking about how he fainted, how he's having night sweats and everything, and how he just beat the shit out of his bartender.
That's right.
I'm the catalyst by which he goes to the therapy.
And I know this series so well because I'm obsessed with it. But I remember he's in the waiting room at Dr. Mountain. He's looking at the statue of this green broad. This like naked, whatever the fuck. And you drove him to therapy.
Yes.
Part of it. Yeah. 866-969-1969. We're talking Sopranos with Frank Santarelli, who played Georgie on Let's play my favorite clip of a beatdown with you behind the bar. This is, and I'm going to ask you about this after.
Sure.
I don't know how you were playing this. If you were, go ahead. Here's the clip.
What the fuck you doing? What, Tone? You're wasting fucking ice.
Oh, it's mostly melted.
What, you gonna fucking argue with me now?
No, Tone.
You don't have to see the monthly statement from this place. We're hemorrhaging fucking money out of here.
No, Tone, you're right. I don't.
Think that shit grows on trees?
Ice? No, I don't.
What, are you getting cute with me?
No.
I think you are. I think you're getting a fucking attitude on you.
I'm not.
Now you can't leave it alone.
Right.
Ice, Tone, when it hangs around...
Hey, Georgie, be quiet.
But it gets watery. It dilutes the drinks, especially scotch.
Jesus Christ. Throw it all away there. Waste it all, fucking John D. Rockefeller.
John D. Rockefeller.
Conserve.
Conserve. I have so many people come up to me and say that
Do they really?
all the time. Hey, you're the Georgie. One woman said, "You're the big. Totally believe you're this big stupid guy."
What were the directions in that scene like?
Keep being a nudge.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
You
Keep
were getting
going.
under his nerves.
That's right.
It was almost like a showdown.
That's right.
I mean, there's a mob boss, Tony Soprano. He's walking away, and you couldn't fucking leave it alone.
No, he told me to keep going.
Who did?
The director. I forget his name.
I'll tell you who it is. Van Patten.
Yes.
Right?
Right. Now, when he showed up, I said, "How do I know you? Are you a comic?" He goes, yeah, I'm a comic. Everyone's laughing. He was the White Shadow. He was Salami in the White Shadow.
Oh, for Christ's sake, that's
real.
right.
That's right. And I said to him, "Are you a comic?" And everyone's laughing. And I still can't get it. After 10 minutes, I'm racking my brain, going, "How do I know this guy? Where do I know him from?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm sort of a comic like that." I go, and some guy goes, "White Shadow." I go, "Jesus, Salami on the White Shadow."
That's
but
right.
Anyway, he was the nicest guy in the world.
I know.
He was very nice.
866-969-1969 if you want to talk Soprano. We talk about it every night. But I know because I told this earlier with my scene. I'm standing there. We're out in the park that day.
Sure.
It's like 11 degrees.
Sure.
I'm wearing like a flimsy cop out. Not even a real cop. It's like a costume.
Yeah, it was cold that day. I remember.
And so I'm watching the scene before me, and nobody's paying attention to me, which I like. They were very hands off. Usually there's somebody holding your hand.
Sure.
Come over here. Nobody's paying attention to me. And I see him starting to clear out. So and then they're setting up for my scene. The scene. I walk up to Van Patten, like right before I go, "How do you want me to do this? Do you want me to fight through the crowd and like kind of time it?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's good."
Yeah, that's good.
I'm fucking directing myself on The Soprano, but they know how, and it worked out beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were there.
Sure.
On that one, you were trying to.
Sure. The guy, the cops beat me up. The cops beat me up. That's the one time I didn't have a muscle shirt on. And that's when my friends go, "Frank, I'm watching The Sopranos, and it's an iconic TV show. And then you come on." He goes, "And you ruin it for me."
16 episodes.
16 episodes. I got beat up with a phone, a bucket of ice, a cash register drawer, one of those singing fish. One of those Billy Bass things.
Billy Bass, yeah, Big Mouth.
The Billy Bass thing. Ralphie hits me in the face with a big chain with a lock at the end of it, rips my eye open.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I got beaten up a whole bunch of different ways.
Oh, man.
I know. That bucket, cardboard, the Foley artist puts the noise in later.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do that.
Can you imagine that?
It was a cardboard bucket. And they spray painted it silver. And then when he's going, chunk, chunk, he's going, chunk, they put that in later.
You're lucky De Niro wasn't on the set. He would have said, "It has to be a real bucket."
It has to be real.
He would have not fucking stood for that. Remember in Midnight Run, what's his name? Grodin, there's a scene where he's supposed to be cuffed behind his back.
Right.
And the cuffs were hurting Grodin.
Oh,
so
sure.
he said, "Take them off." And De Niro said, "No, you have to have those on."
Right.
He goes, "I'll just pretend." Imagine this discussion. Grodin says, "I'll just pretend." Yeah, that's what acting is. But De Niro was having none of it. He wanted to insist that he win.
That's so funny, man.
Todd Berry tried to pull the same shit.
I love Todd Berry.
No,
I love Todd Berry. He's a funny dude, man.
He is, isn't he?
Oh my God,
funny, odd little man.
Oh, I worked at him one time. He looks at a guy in the front row. He goes, "Hey, man, what are you, a Russian poet?" The guy had a big beard, He had the weirdest cut downs,
It wasn't that funny because he was at the Improv in Moscow and he said, "Hey, let's go to Russell in Houston."
Russell
He has a question for Frank.
Rusty.
Hey, welcome to the show, Russ.
Hey, Nick, big fan. Listen every night.
Thank you.
And Frank, love The Sopranos. It's my favorite TV show ever.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I just had a quick question about your character. I was wondering, was it pretty much all written out, or did you get the opportunity to improv a lot?
No, it was very specific. It was very line specific. I would go to the read-throughs. It was like on a Thursday. And no, they wanted me to pretty much stick to... The acting was kind of... You saw what I could do. I could move around a little bit. But they wanted me to say those lines the way they were written. Yeah, absolutely.
You brought up that point with the fish just a couple minutes ago. I forgot about that scene. That was one of the funniest scenes of the whole series, I thought.
Yeah, it was made of balsa wood. There was one made. They had a couple takes. The fish was made of balsa wood.
I forget when.
It was just a
where
scene.
did he hit you with the?
I'll tell you what happens. He's in the back room with Furio and Van Zant.
Yeah,
and he moves, and the fish goes, "Hey, little song I wrote," and he jumps. He goes, "Who brought this in here?"
Oh, that's right.
And Silvio goes, "Georgie, wild, huh?" And he goes, "God damn it." And he picks it up and he walks out. He goes, "This is a place of business. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I go, I say the funniest line in Soprano history. I go, "They were selling them at Rite Aid." I bought 5 of them. I bought 5 of those things. That's right. He bought 5 of them. He goes like that. So I go, "They were selling them at Rite Aid." And he takes it and he beats me with it. And he beats the shit out of me with it. And the pieces are flying all over the place. And it was made of balsa wood. The one was made of balsa wood. The other one was made of plastic. Kind of hurt. So, yeah. I know.
Yeah, that was a great scene. I think that was probably the funniest moment in the series of the show there.
Really? Cool.
Personally, yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there. This is the scene right here.
I think it was Libby. Oh, here we go.
What do you think? It's a fucking playroom back there? What, Tone? What? Fucking toys? It's a place of business. That's an office back there.
I saw it at Rite Aid. They were selling them.
What? What did you say? Fucking I pay you a fucking salary.
And look how the dancers just keep dancing.
Well, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's not me.
Okay.
That's not me.
That was my favorite. Anytime shit went down at the Bang, the dancers would stop while Tony's smacking you around and then just go back.
Just start right back to dancing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Did you see with the patch on my eye? That was from when he hits me with the chain. Yeah.
Yeah, when Ralphie hit you. Ralphie all coked up there. Come on, you pussy.
Pussy boy. Come on, pussy boy.
To take him to the hospital.
Take him to the hospital. Come on.
Thanks for the call, Russell. Any other questions?
Nope, I'm all set. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
all right,
Russ.
brother. Yep, see ya.
Oh, Jesus, Houston. He was calling from Houston?
He sounded all right.
Wow.
You didn't hear any bubbling in the background? Oh, my God. So, hey, if you're in the Boston area this weekend, Frank's, it's still Nick's, right?
No, it's not a
anymore?
division of Nick's. No.
We'll say it anyway.
Kowloon
Chinese Restaurant, Saugus, Mass.
Yeah.
Which is one of the rooms you know who I did that room with? Larry the Cable Guy when he was Dan Whitney.
Man.
And I still don't remember if I was featuring or he was.
Right.
I can't remember who closed that.
It's a giant Chinese restaurant. We've nicknamed it the Temple of Doom.
That's where I was heckling a guy and he opened his coat. He had a gun.
Sure.
He was picking on his wife. Big Italian guy.
Sure, absolutely.
Right? That's the type of place.
Man.
But the food, poo-poo platters, I was going there in high school.
Sure.
I was shit-faced in high school. We'd go to Kowloon.
That's a mainstay for 50 years. 50 years they've been there.
It's probably like it's called, I think it's Mandarin, actually. I don't know, but I think it's
They got 5 different kinds.
Oh, do they really?
They got Thai food. They got Mandarin, Szechuan, yeah. Sushi. Yeah, you can get all kinds
you
of...
can get sushi
Oh,
now?
yeah, you can get everything there.
I used to make cracks. Fuck, I don't even remember on stage. I'd make Asian jokes, and the fucking waiter would walk by and give me a dirty look, or the owner was in the back with a suit on going, ugh. When they first started comedy, they didn't know you could get away with that shit. You know? Fucking, I'm like the lady in the front row, you enjoying your cat? You know, that type of shit. He's fucking, you see a guy come out of the back with his suit on, and kind of give me a dirty look. Let's go to Louis in Toronto. Louis, say hi to Frank Santarelli.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All right.
Fan of the show there, Nick. How's it going there,
Thank
Frank?
you. Good.
Question I have is, being a super fan of the show, were you a big fan of the show as well, Frank, when you were on
I was. Absolutely.
Did you keep anything from the set, or do you have any sort of memorabilia?
I got a whole bunch of stuff, man.
Scars on your head?
I got a whole bunch of stuff. Gandolfini gave out watches. I got a watch that's on the back of it says, "We did something great. Rest in peace." Now, this was obviously before he died, but it was like he had killed me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so he sends me a watch that says
awesome.
"Rest in peace." I got a big leather jacket.
Hold on, let me stop you. You know what? That's even weirder.
I know.
No, because when he died, somebody stole his watch when he was. Remember that?
Well, it's right. Oh yeah,
At the
absolutely.
hotel?
Yes.
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, it's a diving watch, and it's about $3,000. It's worth
tag?
about $3,000. It's not a tag. I can't think of the name of it now. The name escapes
A
me.
Submariner?
And also one of
the
these
name of a
big,
watch?
huge, like a Batman leather jacket that embossed on the back. It says The Sopranos. It's leather. And it's big, and he gave it to all the crew. And somehow some guy came to a show in Boston and gave me the jacket. Absolutely. It's amazing.
The next time that guy sees you, he's going to, you still liking the jacket, Tom? remember that episode with fucking Richie Aprile? Still liking the jacket, Tom?
You know, I got some stuff. I can't really mention it on the air right now. You know what I mean?
Good for you, man.
That is amazing, man. Well, it's an honor to talk to you. And
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
We get a break?
Keep listening.
Hey, Lou, thanks.
Yeah, take care.
All right. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back with more of Frank Santarelli right after this. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're playing a best of Nick DiPaolo. I'll be at the Fat Black Pussycat downtown. And September 9th, come see me at Yonkers Comedy Club. September 16th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. September 29th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. And go see our guest right now, Frank Santarelli, at the Kowloon Restaurant, Saugus, Mass. this weekend.
Kowloon.
Go to franksantarelli.com for ticket information. Frankie played, obviously, Georgie on The Sopranos. Lou in New Jersey has a question for Frank.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, Lou.
What's up, Lou?
Hey, Frank, I wanted to get your opinion on what's your interpretation on how The Sopranos ended, the final episode?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of rough. I was at a party. Everyone was pissed at me. Like I had something to do with it.
That's hilarious.
Everyone's like, "You sitting on the remote? Did you pay the cable bill?" You know, people just were fucking ripped. Everybody's in tuxedos. People are dressed up as the characters on the show.
Where were you?
It was in Boston, right down the street. I was in Waltham, Mass.
Oh, were you?
I was at a party at somebody's house with like 40 people. Everybody dressed up. There was food. You know, I thought it was kind of rough. I thought that they didn't tie up any of the loose ends. You know, it was a metaphor. It was for him having to look over his shoulder. Really, no shit. He's been killing guys for 8 years, you know, and eating Fruit Loops off of his stomach. And you know, I don't know. I didn't get it.
I liked it.
I did. A lot of people liked it. Yeah, they.
You know why?
Because you left it open. They left it completely open.
They left it open, but also it was what's his name? David Chase's way of saying, "Fuck you. I'm not going to end it the way you want.
Exactly.
I'm not going to tie it into a little bow.
Right.
Because everything, that's how
right.
It's not how it happens in the real world.
There was no way they were going to do it anyway in one episode.
He's a real artist, and he doesn't give a fuck what the public
That's
thinks.
right. Oh, he was kind of mad. I saw him at a press conference. He said, "No, there's no more. There's no more." You know, like, "Oh, is there more? Is there going to be like some ending?" No.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it left it wide open. I'm convinced, you know, at this point they would have kept they would have done another show, you know, with him. They would have offered him big dough, and he would have come out of retirement to play Tony again.
Lou, what did you think of the ending, Lou?
Well, I personally liked it. I thought it was kind of a metaphor that he'll always be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. But like it or dislike it, people are still talking about the
Sure.
ending.
Right. So,
sure, they're still coming up to me, man. They're still coming up to me. One woman came up and says, "I totally believe you're like this big stupid guy." I said, "Okay."
What's your wife's name? All right, Lou. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. What else? It was so you got to know Gandolfini pretty good. You're in every scene with him.
I worked very closely with him. Yeah, it was just me and him on the set sometimes, you know, all alone. And I remember the first thing they gave me those big tattoos. You know, the big ass tattoos. Chase just came into the makeup room and said, "Give this guy some tattoos." And the girl goes, "What? Just give him tattoos. Go crazy on both of his arms, you know." So she gives me these tattoos, and they're wet. So they're going to wait for this old lady hairspray. that they sprayed to seal it, right? And they didn't put it on yet. So I had to take my shirt off, which caused audible gasps from the women there because I'm cut like stone. So anyway, they put these tattoos on. Gandolfini comes up behind me. He just met me like an hour before, and he comes and he gives me a bear hug. Georgie! He goes like this, and he picks me up. And he sets me down.
Oh, no.
And the ink has destroyed everything he's wearing. They whisk him away, and they go, stay the fuck away from Jim.
Like it was your fault?
Like it was my fault.
Now, that wouldn't piss him off, right?
Oh, no, but what happened was they had to go out into Jersey and try to find that shirt. So, like, here comes an hour later. Jesus. He comes in the room. He puts his head down on the bar in front of me. It's a real bar. We're in the Bada Bing, the Satin Dolls. Yeah. And Van Zandt says, hey, Frankie, give everybody a drink. We got like a half hour. I go, really? He goes, yeah. What the fuck? I go, okay. So I start pouring drinks for everybody. Beer. There's like 30 people all there. I'm giving drinks to everybody. And Gandolfini's got his head down. I put a shot of anisette in front of him. I just set it down. It goes dink onto the bar. He picks his head up. He does the shot. He goes, he thought it was water. So he whisks off. The director comes over. He goes, I told you to stay the fuck away from Jim. He goes back in the room 20 minutes later. He goes, what the fuck's the matter with you? I go, what? He goes, oh, I thought it was what? I go, I know. I'm sorry. I just put it in front of you. I thought you knew. Everybody was drinking. He goes,
was he really?
He fell asleep. He actually fell asleep on the bar. That's how tired he was. He was doing 20-hour days.
No, I know. Unbelievable.
Yeah. He was doing 20-hour days. His trailer was right there. Oh, yeah. He was a great guy.
That's what they said. He would. He
was the nicest guy in the world. He was going to come see me at the Boston Comedy Club.
Oh,
he sits down with Chase across from me. He goes, we heard you're a comedian. I said, that's right. He goes, where? I said, I work all over the country.
Where?
I go, I'm going to be in the Village tonight at the Boston Comedy Club. He goes, the Boston Comedy Club? I go, yeah, that's the name of it. I go, it's kind of like an earthy kind of granola eating kind of wood college bar. He goes, what, I got to wear a fucking beret? Swear to God. And so they didn't come. They were gonna, but no. They would have started a firestorm. The two of them, Chase and Gandolfini.
Imagine they walk into
the Boston Comedy Club of all places.
That had to be brutal on him to be. I mean, a guy of that stature.
Absolutely,
that's an iconic role, and he couldn't. As Elton John does not want to easily hide.
That's right.
Just where could he?
Well, when I heard he was in the Village, he was in the Village riding around in a moped.
Yes.
With a helmet on, so you could not tell it was him. You literally couldn't tell it was him. And there was 30 people standing out in front of his apartment in the Village, and he would go out the back way in the moped. Now, he got hit on that moped. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He got hit.
Yeah.
And he got pretty banged up.
Yeah.
He didn't, he got kind of scraped up and bruised his arm. I don't think he broke anything, but he was hurt, man. He got whacked by some crazy cab driver. And, but yeah, he couldn't go anywhere. Hanging out with him was like hanging out with Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Tony! Calling him Tony, screaming, Tony! Like that. It's like, well, wait a minute. His name's Jim. Like people coming up to me going, hey,
he said that in an article, too.
You're bigger than him. How come you don't hit him back? And I go, what are you, an idiot? This isn't fucking real, right?
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Well, I get, how'd you let Louis beat you up?
I know. It's crazy. People think it's real. They fucking Tony.
Does he look like he could beat me up? Fucking low, fucking red pasty. Fucking. I said he wrote the script. What the fuck?
Right.
I had to agree to it.
Yeah.
But what a sad thing.
Yeah, brutal.
Well, let me ask you before I get into that. But there was there's another person who passed away. Like the and I'm sure she was nice and everything. They had that casting call over in New Jersey, Cattle Call. If you remember this, a radio station. The Jenny that played Johnny Sack's wife.
Yes.
Acting wise, to me, didn't cut it. All due respect to the late lady, and I'm sure she was nice.
Right.
But
yeah, I know. A lot of decision making was weird.
That was a cattle call. It was almost like a PR stunt.
Right.
And that's where they got, and I went, why would you do that?
I know. Very weird.
And the other guy that I thought was horrendous, when Uncle Junior when they had him at trial, the guy that was trying to put Uncle G, the prosecutor.
Oh, right.
He was fucking, man, really
You could hear the nerves in his voice. And I sit there going, how the fuck aren't I landing roles? This guy's on the greatest show, and he's nervous. You can see it.
Right.
And his voice was shaking.
Right.
We know Junior Soprano was a... You know the guy I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Ooh, P fucking you. But I ran into the guy that played the lawyer... when Tony's buying the house down the Jersey Shore, the guy that played the lawyer, I ran into him in an elevator. I go, dude, you just fucking knocked it out of the park.
Right.
That guy can. Then he played Letterman, I think, in that Let Him Move Me.
Yes,
the same guy, right?
Yes, that's right.
Same guy.
That's right.
This guy can act his balls off.
Sure.
Oh my God, he was so good. Let's go to Zach in Pittsburgh.
Zachary.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
what's happening?
Hey, I'm on the way back home here from up at the camp in the mountains, and you played that clip of him talking about to tell your mother, taught him to shave. Just made me laugh, man.
Thanks, man.
That's a funny line. It made me think about something. It's the one time stand-up comedy actually got me laid. I did this local show in Pittsburgh there, and I go home with this girl, and obviously, things happen. It was a stupid little, local show, so it was a Wednesday night. So we get up in the morning, and we both got to go to work because we cabbed her back to her apartment. And actually, I stuck my hand on her knee in the morning, and she swatted it away. I'm kind of thinking, you know what we were doing about 6 hours ago? I mean, I had my tongue so far for snacks, I practically tasted egg. It wasn't oral. I was practically eating caviar. And honest to God, I looked at her, I said, what's up with that? And this is exactly what she said. Might be one of the funniest things ever. She goes, I'm Italian. I've had to shave my legs 3 times in one day. So she wouldn't let me touch her leg first thing in the morning.
Oh, God. The poor thing. What a way to go through life.
Right.
All right, Zach.
Love you guys.
Take care. Julie in Florida. Welcome to the show, Julie. Say hi to Frank Santarelli.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Nick.
Hey. What's up?
What's up is thank God you were out there speaking the truth.
Well, some people think it's the truth. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not originally from Florida. I'm from California, the land of fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
But, oh, God. I appreciate your podcast so much and just speaking and all the nonsense. I've had it. Everybody just shut the fuck up.
You're talking about what, the politically correct nonsense? Frank, how do you feel about I don't know where you stand politically.
Fuck yeah, I am.
Have you had... No, I'm talking about Frank. Hold on, Julie. I know you've had enough of it. Frank,
yeah.
He's looking at me like...
No, I don't know. I mean, because Dennis Leary's an Emerson guy, all these old school kind of lib... Eddie Brill. Are you in that? Are you in
No.
that? No.
Yeah.
Aren't you an Ohio guy?
I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio.
An Italian from Cleveland.
Yeah. That's right.
Interesting.
They have a whole... Julie, they have a whole Italian section. It's
That's
great,
right.
actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's when my niece got married there.
Have you had it with the PC? Does it affect your act at all?
No. I try not to talk about that stuff. I go right down the middle. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
You know what? Most people do.
Yeah. I don't want to start a shitstorm while I'm on stage.
Oh,
that's all I want to talk about.
That's right. That's cool.
Julie,
That's cool.
who's your favorite comedian, Julie? Stand-up one.
You and I love Tom Segura.
Segura, yeah. Very funny dude.
What about Frank Santarelli?
You're at the top list, though.
Thanks, Jules.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, I was feeding off her energy.
Me too. It's like a cancer benefit for a few minutes. Jesus Christ.
You know who was fun was Paulie Walnuts, Tony Sirico. He was great. He was a blast, he would, what's that?
No, for nothing, T. What the fuck?
That's pretty good. I was in the first 4 episodes. And then I didn't see anybody for like a whole year. You know what I mean? And I showed up and he looks at me and he goes, well, you must have done something right. And then after a while, he got to know me a little bit. And then I did a show out in...
Never met him either.
In Brooklyn. I did a show in Brooklyn. He came to the show. And someone called him, my manager called and said, hey, Frank's going to be in your area. Do you want to come to the show? He goes, Frankie's a good boy. Like I was like his son, know. But he liked me a lot, because yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He was the real deal.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like he was one of the few guys I think he was the real deal. Yeah, he was definitely in. He did some time.
Yeah, he did.
Some
did
real
a little
time.
bit of time.
Sure.
And
he had the real muscles. He had muscles. He was 65, and he looked like was built like a rock.
I know.
And everybody commented about his hair. He would show up with his hair like that. The makeup people didn't touch him.
Are you shitting me?
No. He would show up.
Me?
And I said to Gandolfini once, "What do you think he'd do if I walked over and went and messed his hair up?" He goes, "Go ahead."
Oh God.
Gandolfini goes, "Go ahead." He goes, "Go ahead. See what happens."
Are you shitting me?
Oh yeah.
Stop getting cunty.
Funniest character ever, I swear to Christ.
And nicest guy was Van Zant. He was the nicest guy in the world. Sent me Christmas cards and.
Who was writing all that funny shit, Frank?
You know who was writing it?
Right?
Well, there was one guy. He was from Boston. Renzulli was the beginning.
I would always see his name.
In
Frank
the beginning,
Renzulli.
he was the writer that launched that show. I don't know what happened.
Right? He's Boston guy.
That's
probably?
right. That's right. And it was his life. Those first 7 episodes are unreal, and then he was gone. And everybody asked me. That's right. Then they brought in 2 other husband and wife team. Burgess
Meredith and his wife Karen.
No, you know Karen what? It was a husband and wife couple that were writing those episodes.
Yeah, you'd always see
Robin Burgess.
Yeah, Robin Burgess,
and I forget the man's name.
Something Green.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
That's it. And but those first 7 episodes,
Dallas Green.
You got to watch the first 7 episodes.
Nobody knew he was really funny.
And I never met everybody asked me all the time. You know Frank Renzulli? You know Frank? Never met the guy. Never met him.
I would always see that name, and you're right. It just disappeared, man.
He was gone. I don't know if it was financial or what happened. Yeah.
And I'm forgetting Van Patten. I did that movie with Artie, Bear League, and he was at the opening of Bear League. Van Patten and another guy, big name. I think he worked on Vinyl too.
A director you're talking about?
Not a director. One of the writers or producers. He was with Van Patten. Jesus, I can't believe it.
Oh, he's the guy that produced
in every credit.
The one with Buscemi. He did a couple of episodes of, what the heck was the name of that show with Buscemi?
Oh,
the Jersey,
down the shore.
Boardwalk Empire.
That's
Empire.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell's his name?
I can't think of it.
I don't know. But they came up to me. I was like, you know who else was at that opening? Who's the guy that Christopher's friend that Uncle Junior shot in the tub? Brendan Fallon.
Yes. Yes.
Andy, look up his real name.
Not Terrence Winter, are you talking?
Terrence Winter. Terry Winter.
That's it.
That's it. And he was with and I was like all flattered that he fucking, recognized me.
Right.
Look up Brendan Fallon, Anthony DeSantis or something.
Anthony DeSando.
Right. This guy. First of all, he stole Artie's movie. He was so unbelievable. But as Brendan Fallon, even in that little part,
yes.
he was so goddamn good.
Yes.
Just,
Absolutely.
I still see that scene where he comes over. He comes over with Christopher, and they're at Meadow's girlfriend's house.
Right.
Whatever. No, Meadow comes over with her girlfriend to score some meth or something. But he's in the background, like on a pull-up bar, like in the doorway.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's kind of hitting on Meadows on Meadows' friend. But at the end of the scene, after they leave, Chris was like, "I'm not gonna get you meth. Your father will fucking kill me." So Meadow leaves with her friend. They leave. What's his name does like a dismount, Brendan, off the fucking thing, and he goes, "Kids, you think you can help him, but you can't." Just the stupidest. He's got his wife beater on. Just a dumb Ginzalone.
Right. Ginzalone.
Kids, you think you can help him, but you can't. Coming out of a meth addict. Man.
I was in the scene with Christopher under the bridge.
Oh, we played it last night.
Under the bridge with the body, the dead body, and the crabs. The crabs are crawling all over the place.
And the fingernails.
Absolutely. And then there was the scene out back where, Ralphie.
But you're throwing up with your big ass.
I'm throwing up. And they're going, take a big hit of this, you big pussy. They got like green soup, pea soup, and I'm puking that up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a lot of fun. But we're under that bridge, and that was kind of weird. There was a guy whole-hogging over there.
Where was it?
It was right under the bridge, like going out to 9th Route. What is that? What,
on the turnpike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Route 1 and 9.
That's what it looked like.
And then the scene where the
look
girl
at his fingernails.
Here's
like
me.
a woman.
That's it. Here's me. My kid's going to a Catholic school. Okay, so we can't tell Sister Catherine that Frank Santarelli's on The Sopranos.
Is that true?
And so, yeah, so my one kid's going to a grade school, and I'm like, the one woman comes up to me, and this is a little kid's school, preschool. You're on The Sopranos. I said, yeah. In fact, I'm on tonight. And oh, really? So all these like 35-year-old teachers from this school go, okay, we're going to watch The Sopranos. Well, it's the one where I'm hustling strippers for blowjobs in the doorway there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the one where I get beat up. Ralphie hits me in the face with the chain, and then he kills the stripper out back.
Yes.
Bangs her head up against the railing and everything. Just a brutal fucking episode.
Yeah,
That's the episode these women watch.
Oh.
So I come in the next morning with my kid. They can't even look at me. Oh, yeah. They were absolutely appalled. I open the door. I go, hey, it's $50 plus a blowjob to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right.
That's me
That's
going
your
hustling
line.
the strippers for blowjobs.
Yeah.
It's $50 to me plus a blowjob. Oh, yeah. No good. They couldn't even look at me.
Funny.
It was hilarious.
It's funny you say that because we were at my brother's up in Albany. It was like season 2 or whenever, and my parents were up there, and it was right after the Super Bowl ended. I think it was that Rams game, the Titans-Rams. That night.
Right.
Yeah. And so The Sopranos came. My parents had never seen it. I go, you have to watch this. You have to watch it. About 4 minutes in, Richie Aprile, when he gets out of prison, the girl's blowing him, literally blowing him for like 5 minutes. My mother's like, what the? What's the matter? You're an adult.
Right.
My old man's like, this is pretty good. But that's the fucking episode. That's the episode.
Sure.
Everybody's like, the kids are all, everybody's like in the living room. Fucking, they're all looking at me. What's the matter with you? Out of all the episodes, how good was David Preval as Richie Aprile?
Unreal.
Was he just the most despicable? I met him at an HBO party. I got a picture with him. It's on my mantle.
Remember the Manson lamps? Stop giving me the Manson lamps. His eyes, his eyes were that fucking bug out evil. Oh my God!
So fucking
absolutely,
good.
He was great. He was freaking great.
He gets
in that.
mad at Tony. They meet at a shopping mall. Remember?
Sure.
I was cutting through the food court and this kid spilled Chinese food all over my shirt. Just a miserable. David Preval. Yeah, I was writing for Chris Rock at the time.
Oh, okay.
And we get nominated for Emmys. Go out there. And this was right after his scenes. I was just obsessed with Richie Aprile.
Sure.
And he's the first guy I run into at the party. He's got a tux on. So we take a picture together. It's on my mantle. It's like this big. How about Janet? What, are you going to fucking cry now? Janet shoots him in the chest. He was an evil SOB. How about
Big Pussy? I was hanging out with Big Pussy once, and we did New Year's Eve together at the Catch. And he goes, "You want to see the ball drop?" And he pulls his pants down.
That's fucking. He wasn't too friendly to me, Pastor.
Oh no, he's tough. Well, he's tough to hang out with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, he's another Brooklyn, real Brooklyn.
Sure.
We did this thing with what's his name, Michael Imperioli.
Sure.
Put things together, and we went on the road in Vegas. And what's his name? Artie Bocco, the guy that played Artie Bocco.
Sure.
He sang.
John Ventimiglia.
Yeah, John Ventimiglia sang. And what's his name? Johnny Sack did some Sinatra tunes.
Sure.
And me and somebody else did comedy. It was cool. They were all there except for Gandolfini and Walnuts, of course.
Right.
But get to meet Uncle Junior.
Dominic Chianese.
Oh my God,
he was great.
He was old in The Godfather.
Yeah.
That's right.
Johnny
you know what he
Ola.
does? He's an acoustic guy. He'll go to like Jersey and just play in a nightclub acoustic songs off of a guitar.
Even now.
That's right. That's
How
right.
old is he,
I'd guess he's 80. I would guess he's 80.
Gotta be.
He's got to be 80.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
He was 61 in the Godfather.
Right. They're sticking so many things up my ass I taste broke cream.
Yeah, the feds are so close. Feds are so far up my ass I can taste
no, he was great.
Oh, we play him all the time.
86.
Here. Do I have? He's 86.
86.
And he's still out there playing.
Sure he is.
Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
I'm fucking 55. I'm like, you want to do a set? No, fuck that. 15 minutes of telling jokes? You might as well ask me to go into a coal mine.
I know.
At this point.
My hips are hurting.
Frankie, thank you so
Hey,
much.
thanks,
we got to wrap
Nicky.
it up here.
All right. Thank you so much,
seriously,
man.
Funny dude. Go see him this weekend
Thanks,
at Kowloon in Saugus, Massachusetts. He's a really funny dude.
Thanks, man.
And thank you to all the callers tonight. And what do we got? Tomorrow night, we're off. It's the best of tomorrow night. Come see me at the Fat Black Pussycat tomorrow night
Where
if
the
you're
hell
in
is
town.
that?
It's downtown, right around the corner from the Comedy Zone.
Oh, okay.
And Yonkers Comedy Club, September 9th, Newtown Theater, September 16th, and the Ridgefield Playhouse, September 29th. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you on Thursday.